My father used to characterize me as one of God's delicate children. Delicate is Southern code for you'll be swell. Gonna have the whole world on a plate. Starting here, starting now. Honey, everything's coming up roses for me and for you. And for you. Oh, thank you. As I was saying, delicate is Southern code for gay. He would say, you get that from your mom's side of the family. My parents divorced when I was an infant, and Dad raised me. We moved into a brand new suburban development the same year that Poltergeist hit theaters. Each night in bed, I waited for my closet to turn into a demonic, child-eating vagina. You may think it's odd for a kid to imagine his closet's a haunted twat. I get my sex obsession from my dad's side of the family. Growing up, Dad didn't make much of an effort to hide his porno tapes. By the time I was in the 4th grade, I loved an adult movie called Inside Seika. Seika is not a country. With Mom gone, I wanted Dad to meet Seika and get married. I was like little orphan Annie, sitting on my windowsill, singing songs to the ladies in my father's porno movies. And maybe now this prince, the last one of its kind, won't you please come get your baby? Maybe. Say God. My daddy Warbucks was always at work, so I spent a lot of time at home alone, which is scary for a latchkey kid. At school, teachers convinced us that we'd be kidnapped because our parents didn't have enough time to take care of us. Administrators called us into the auditorium every year and warned us about talking to strangers. A portly, balding neighborhood constable addressed our pink faces. He claimed that statistics say that one person in this room will be kidnapped. Which one of you will it be? Oh, let it be me! Matchmaker, matchmaker, match. They gave a week for the message to settle in our little brains. Every stranger became a potential child predator. The following week, we were ushered back to the cafeteria where a new guest speaker shoved fundraising packets into our hands. He urged us to go door to door selling wrapping to the same strangers who only a week ago would kidnap and kill us. But if I sell $100 in summer sausages, I get an Olivia Newton-John in concert poster, hair and a shaggy perm, strangling a stray dog. Let's get physical, physical. I wanna get physical. Let's get into physical. Let me hear your body talk. The year is 1982. Dad just dropped me off at my mom's house for my monthly tear-filled visit. That makes staying with my mom sound like I'm getting my period. I'm not. I didn't get my period until I was 13, then boom, pregnant by 14. Another teen statistic. Reproduction. Of his proud of what he's done. Grease 2 flickers on the tube television in my maternal half-brother Randy's room. Randy's 14, I'm 6. Midway through the movie, He digs through his closet and locates an oblong object that vibrates after he plugs it in. As instructed, I unbutton my Oshkosh and pull them to my knees. Randy places the vibrator against my tiny penis and then commands me to return the favor. The next part of my lesson includes a demonstration of oral sex. Yours is too small. Put mine in your mouth. Shh. Hush, my darling, don't you cry. Quiet angel, forget their lies. Our lips are sealed, da-na-na-na-na. Our lips are sealed, wow, 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 wow. Months later, I'm miles away from Randy and back at home. My fraternal half-brother Jeff invites some of his high school buddies over to our house. The young men smoke pot, drink beer, and play pool in our game room. I creep as close as I can to the door of the game room to eavesdrop on their conversation. Jeff's friend Lonnie catches me as he breaks from the group and looks for a bathroom. Lonnie's 17 and has thick, wavy blonde hair that reminds me of Christopher Atkins from the movie The Blue Lagoon. He takes me to the downstairs den and asks me to touch his penis. Use both hands. Valley Girl plays on HBO in the background. Moving forward, using all my breath. Making love to you was never second best. I bent over the couch. Lonnie takes his penis and places it in between my legs and then thrusts. Not penetrating me, but using my thigh gap as a sex toy. I'll stop the world and melt with you. I'll stop the world and melt with you. Dirty, dirty boy. Sloppy little skunk. How did you become tarnished with so much yucky gunk? Let me entertain you. Let me make you smile. I can do a few tricks, some old and then some new tricks. I'm very versatile. And if you're real good, I'll make you feel good. I want your spirits to climb, climb, climb. So let me entertain you, and we'll have a real good time. Yes, sir. When I was in high school, I was captain of the drama club, not theater. Drama! Anger! But I was also in theater and speech and debate, which are gateway drugs to drama. In speech, I competed in dramatic interpretation, otherwise known as DI, appropriately named, because in these 10-minute performances, most characters D-I-E.
I am a Jewish girl in the Holocaust. I never saw another butterfly because I died.
Every weekend, thousands of kids travel to schools across the country and participate in drama tournaments. 15-year-olds perform monologues about topics with which they are intimately familiar. AIDS, prison rape, heroin addiction. Bus drivers then act as judges, rank ordering team from least to most dramatic. Well, I listed them pretty drama because I qualified for state in every event in which I competed. Dramatic interpretation, or DI, die, die, die. Humorous interpretation, or HI, hi, hi. Original oratory, uh-oh. These tournaments were everything to me when I was in high school. After a judge called on me to perform, I'd walk to the front of the room, survey the audience, and ask, judges ready? Like I was about to perform brain surgery. My freshman year, I performed a dramatic monologue from the play The Addict by Jerome McDonough. My character died after a bad LSD trip.
No.
I woke up, and there were rats chewing behind my eyes. I beat my head against my fist again and again, but they wouldn't stop. I found my grandmother's knitting needles and shoved them into my eyes. I kept shoving until the rats quit chewing. While other high school boys play football and baseball on the weekends, I pretended rats were chewing behind me eyes. I also dabbled in theater. I'm probably best known for my work as Jack in the Cypher High School production of Into the Woods. There were big, tall, terrible, awesome, scary, wonderful giants in the sky! Yeah! After my high school graduation, I transferred to the University of Houston. The year is 1994. You ought to know! Would she go down on you in a theater? My acting teacher at the school is a peroxide blonde named Carolyn Boone. Carolyn's a big hit on the community theater circuit with her searing rendition of My Left Breast. She takes the stage, pulling her chic jeans up by the belt loops, giving her camel toe just enough breathing room. Carolyn Boone begins her monologue. Yeah, so, one of my breasts isn't real. Do you know which one? It's this one. Then she tugs on her right boob, which kills any suspension of disbelief on my left breast. Theater is a safe space for gay high school students, but college theater is a wasteland when you're aggressively homosexual. Why is your Oedipus so flamboyant? Prick, wouldn't it be so obvious? You realize that Biff Loman isn't gay, right? Carolyn Boone's smoke-weathered eyes scream at me, "Butch it up, Fox!" Then she kicks up her right leg and queefs. Not really, but she's a villain in this story, so let's just go with it. My sophomore year, I transferred to the University of Texas at Austin and auditioned for the speech team. Time to go back to my roots, back to where I cut my teeth, back to performing Death in 10 minutes. Judges ready? Give me a D-I-E. I performed Josh Kornbluth's The Red Diaper Baby, which chronicles the author's relationship with his Russian Jewish communist father, who dies. And I put a shovel full of dirt into the lid of my dad's coffin, in a hole. Well, you may be good at football, you may be good at track, but when it comes to death and prose, you better watch your back. I dramatically rendered the autobiography of gay comic Bob Smith. You'll never believe what happens to Bob's father at the end. Any takers? Exactly, thank you. He dies! We walked into the room and I saw Dad lying in his casket. His face had been heavily made up. He looked like an old drag queen, which is not how I think most heterosexual men want to be remembered. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, death is knocking at the door. I performed all these pieces while my relationship with my dad imploded. And isn't it ironic? Don't you think? A little too ironic. A relative. It's like rain on your wedding day. Okay, let me go back. I was a late-in-life child for my father, who was 56 when I came slithering out of my mom's vagina. Growing up, whenever I asked Dad how old he was, he'd reply, 50. I thought he was perpetually 50 for the first 10 years of my life. One night we got into a car accident, and I overheard a police officer say that Dad was born in 1920? I immediately became Stephen Hawking. Imaginary numbers fell like Tetris blocks before my eyes. 1986 minus 1920 and the square root of pi after carrying the two. Dad is 66? He was not like other fathers in my neighborhood. He loved walking around the house nude. Didn't matter if I had friends over, that probably encouraged him. He'd walk in and serenade us with naked musical numbers. Oh, baby, won't you play me the jazz hot, baby, and don't ever let it end. My love of musicals comes from my dad. He introduced me to the best little whorehouse in Texas when I was 6. I skipped around elementary school singing, Texas has a whorehouse in it. Blithely unaware of what I was belting to other first graders. Completely inappropriate. Blame my father. As they say, the fruit didn't fall far from the tree. Spotting my affinity for musicals, long, luscious lady hair and feminine dress, Dad encouraged me at an early age to come out of the closet. He'd say, Rago, if you're gay, you can tell me. I will love you no matter what. I didn't come out of the closet until my freshman year of college. Dad was a whopping 74. I penned the most unfortunate coming out letter in the history of coming out letters. Like my ideal boyfriend, this letter is untoppable. Do you want to hear it? Okay. The whole forensics treatment. Judges ready? Dad, surprise, I'm gay! Last week, I met a guy named Chris. Yesterday, he dumped me for a little troll. I feel betrayed by the entire homosexual population. Here's the kicker. Much love. Ragan. That night, my dad called my mom and cried. This man who practically begged me to come out of the closet when I was 11 claimed he never saw it coming. The old bait and switch. When I was a kid, Dad convinced me that gay's good. Technicolor, Oz, and he was my Glinda, the good witch. Come out, wherever you are. One day you will become a gay reality TV star. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum.
Rachel, everything about you is a lie. Your dreams are a lie, your face is a lie. The only thing honest about you is the pimples on your chin.
Did I say that? After I moved to Austin for college, I'd visit Dad a couple times a year. Each time I came home, he'd conveniently forget I came out of the closet. He'd say, hey, Reg, have you met any nice women in Austin? Every time! You think coming out of the closet's difficult? Try coming out to your 76-year-old father 40 times. His response was always the same. Well, if you've never been with a woman, how can you know? To which I would reply, Dad, have you ever been with a guy? Dad, shut him up. I'd leave in a huff. I would jump in my red Jeep Wrangler, head back to Austin, and sing Cher. That was the standard way of dealing with homophobia in the 1990s. Do you believe in love after love? As I was saying before, Cher so rudely interrupted. Sorry, kid. Oh. It's May 1999. 2 months prior, Dad promised me that he'd come to Austin for my college graduation. But I was left waiting for Godot. It was a no-show. Dad ghosted me. I was so hurt. I barely spoke to him for the next 5 years. But now I realize that my dad was suffering from the early stages of Alzheimer's disease, and he earnestly didn't remember the date of my graduation or whether or not on any other day I was gay or straight. No matter how hard I try, you keep pushing me aside and I can't break through. There's no talking to you. Before I could make amends, Dad was admitted into a hospice home, specifically designed for Alzheimer's patients. It's so sad that you're leaving. I need time to believe it. He couldn't remember much, not even my name, but his baby blue eyes twinkled with recognition when I walked into the room. Kind of like his head didn't remember, but his heart did. He couldn't tell you what happened 5 minutes ago, but if you started to sing songs from a musical, he'd finish the lyrics. Hey, Dad, don't tell me not to live, just sit and putter. Life's candy, and the sun's a ball of butter. Don't bring around a cloud, don't rain on my parade. My brother Leonard called one warm July day and said, the next strip of morphine will be his last. Are you ready? In speech competitions, I rehearsed this moment 1,000 times using other people's words. Am I ready? Judges ready. Lightning tears through Houston's sky. As I stand in front of my father's pine casket, the rabbi says that when you lose a loved one, there's a void. The hole never fills, you just get used to the absence. Whenever we would argue, Dad would say, one day when I'm gone, you will be so sorry you wasted this moment with me in anger. Even at an early age, I thought, God, that's really manipulative. But those words were prophetic. I want one more nap with my dad, to revisit mornings I slept in, to wake up early and eat bagels and lox with him. I want to go back, to bloom in reverse, push my roots deep in the soil in which my father is planted. Take me back to emerald grass pressed under his feet, the mighty oak of my family. Take this fruit back to its tree.